Hello students, this is Ambus sir. In continuation of lecture 5, today we will proceed with contrivances for cell pollination. Students, a question arises, what is the meaning of contrivances? So, contrivances are adaptations because of that plants exhibit specific features, and due to these features the plants are forced to undergo a specific type of pollination. So today we will focus on the contrivances for the cell pollination. Students, plants usually exhibit three types of contrivances when we talk about cell pollination. These are: number one, homogamy. Number two, cleistogamy. And the last, number three, bud pollination. Right? Let us take one by one. Before this, I'd like to say that all these, contrivances, the flowers which we consider, they are bisexual, right? So now take one by one. The first one is the homogamy. Students, in this type of adaptation, the bisexual flowers, the sex organs of a bisexual flowers mature at the same time, and because of that in this conditions, the sex organs like anthers and the carpels, they undergo growth, bending, or you can say they fold, so that they come closer to each other. So let us take some examples. Here is a flower. These are the stamens. And here is the carpel. Right? So these are the petals, and this structure is called corolla tube. Now students, this is a bisexual flower, it is visible. Stamens are here, carpel is here. Now, at the time of maturity, what happens? The carpels they undergo growth. These are the stamens. And just see here the style grows, and now the stigma reaches the anthers. In this way, the pollen grains they easily fall here on the stigma, and pollination is completed. So this is actually concentrate here. The style grows. So it's a type of adaptation, or you can say contrivance. Students, this example I have given you, it is the Catranthus roses. It is the example of Catranthus roses, also called vinca flower. Right? So again I'm just repeating. It's in homogamy, the sex organs of a bisexual flower they mature at the same time. That is why a single flower is sufficient to accomplish the pollination. Now, how it happens? So, here the style grows so that stigma comes closer to the anther, or you can say stamens, and now the pollen grains they easily fall on the stigma and the pollination is completed. This example I have given you, it is of the Catranthus roses, which is also called vinca flower. Sorry, it is VINCA. Vinca flower. One more example I am going to give you. And this is the example of Mirabilis jalapa, which is well known as 4 o'clock plant, right? So, again in this case, there will be a corolla tube, Now, here are the stamens. Now these and at the center there will be the carpel. Now these stamens and carpel, they mature at the same time because we are studying the condition of homogamy, right? Now just see what happens after attaining the maturity. Now the filaments of the anther, they undergo folding, or you can say bending towards the center. Just see here. This is the corolla tube. And these are the petals. Right. Now see how the filaments undergo bending. Now these stamens, I mean the filaments of these stamens, they turn like this. In this way they cover the stigma. I mean they come closer to that of the stigma, and in this way they cover that. Now the pollen grains, they easily fall from the anther onto the stigma, and the pollination is completed. So this is homogamy. This example, as I told you, it is of the Mirabilis jalapa. This plant is normally called as 4 o'clock plant, and the flower obviously will be called as the 4 o'clock flower. Now why it is called 4 o'clock? Anybody will tell me? Because flowers normally open in the late afternoon. You can say between 4 o'clock to 8 o'clock, and that is why the name is given 4 o'clock flower, or the plant is 4 o'clock plant. Now we will proceed with the second contrivance, which is called cleistogamy. Students, cleistogamy, I mean it is exhibited by some of the plants where the flowers never open throughout their you can say life, whatever the lifespan of that flower. So in that situation, the pollen grains from the anther, they release and they fall onto the stigma of the same flower, and pollination is completed. Now, so when we talk about the clistogamous flowers, so normally the flowers are very inconspicuous. There is no nectar formation, color is very dull, because they don't need any pollinator for the purpose of pollination. They are self-sufficient. Because flower is closed always, it never opens, and that is why the pollination is done inside the flower. Now the best example when we talk about, so the examples are Camelina, Oxalis, and Viola. So these are the plants in which the flowers are clistogamous, means they never open, and that is why they follow the concept of clistogamy. Now the last contrivance, which is called as the bud pollination. Bud pollination is normally observed in wheat, rice, pea, etc. So what is the meaning of bud pollination? Here when the flower is in the bud stage, so in that condition only, the sex organs, they mature, and when the sex organs mature, then the pollen grains, they release from the anther, and they fall on the stigma of the same flower, and in this way the pollination is completed. So it is called the bud pollination. So these three contrivances are basically, they are responsible for the cell pollination. Students, this was all about today's lecture. Thank you very much.